Hello, welcome back to the Movie Poster Fan Club. I'm just making a quick little video to shed a little light on how great the Kinds of Kindness posters are by Kinds of Kindness by Yorgos Lanthimos. I have not yet seen the movie. It has not come out in my country yet. But the posters is what I'm really getting at because this film had such a great campaign. It really did. So I'm just going to share with you some of these posters. The designer is called Vasilis Marmatakis. He does the posters, I think, for most or all of Yorgos Lanthimos movies. And there are a lot of real gems there. I think someday I'll probably make like a video on Vasilis' entire posterography, if you will. I don't know if you've seen the Lobster poster, but that is fine. So anyway, let's talk about the topic at hand, which is Kinds of Kindness. It has some really, really beautiful posters. We're going to start with this one. Just look at the balance. The color harmony is amazing. So Kinds of Kindness, for all the logos and things, it really uses the complementary colors of red, yellow, and blue. That's sort of its motif. And so it uses those three colors, but in such a unique way where it uses sort of these paler versions of the three colors down here in the corner, and then by including the green and the purple and this sort of pale turquoise color, I think just the balance is amazing. It has the form of a triangle, and the image in the center is also sort of in the form of a triangle with the way that the two hands are sort of grabbing onto each other. Just editing here, quick thing I forgot to mention, that the triangle is actually significant to the plot of the movie because the movie is an anthology film. It has three stories. So the poster having those three elements in the top, bottom left, and bottom right, as well as the entire triangular theme of the entire poster, is sort of logically consistent with the themes of the movie and the structure of the movie. This thing is gorgeous. What do we have there? Look at that. I think it sets up these expectations for the film that it's going to be weird. I think it's trying to be bold. It's trying to be creative. It's trying to be sort of out there and defy your expectations for what you would normally see on a poster. And I think in a big way, it probably, now I haven't seen the movie, but it probably is sort of trying to reflect that those are your expectations, or at least they should be going into the movie. You know what I mean? You're not going to know what's coming. You're not going to be expecting something that's generic or that's similar to other movies that are out there. I took the liberty of finding the color palette here. Look at those colors. They just work so beautifully together. I think, you could design your room with those 5 colors at the bottom. It's just beautiful. And it is extra highlighted by the title at the bottom. So, the yellow, red, and blue, there's like a motif there. You can see the yellow, red, and blue on the right triangle. There's not much else I can say. Vasilis hit a home run with this one. I wanted to also show you guys the character posters. Now, I don't know that much about the art of character posters, and I think it'd be really interesting to one day do a deep dive on character posters because I think that they're sort of a fad that has come into existence more recently. I don't remember seeing that many character posters when I was a kid. I might be wrong. But these are really cool. They have like a shared unified concept. You'll see the main character's faces, but worn as like a mask on top of their head. That's really cool. And I've already seen people like changing their Facebook profiles to have that. So like having an idea that sort of fresh that you'll have imitators and people trying to copy it, I think is, so cool. That's awesome. And it always has the red, yellow, and blue on the upper banner. In my last video, I did talk about how I hated the way that blue was superimposed on top of a red background in the Jackpot poster. But here it doesn't seem to bother me. I mean, and I'll say for a couple of reasons. For one, that is sort of the theme of the color scheme, right? Like every character poster has different sections being either blue, red, or yellow. And it sort of switches around the order of whether it's the text that's blue or the text that's red. In that case, it's the text that's red on top of a blue banner. And that sort of rotation, I think it just makes like a cohesive sense. All of the posters have these same 3 colors. On top of that, I think that it's meant to be sort of kind of hard to look at. It's a stylistic choice that actually feels intentional. And the other one, it just feels like they just popped a Prime Video logo on top of a red background. I'm pretty consistent in that I really like it when a designer tries to like go for broke, makes a strong stylistic decision and doesn't try to compromise on that. And this is an example of a designer doing just that. So that's really cool. Hong Chow there. All right. So we get to this poster. I think this one's probably my least favorite out of all of them, but I still think it's cool because, for one thing, it actually has a unified theme along with the character posters. It takes the faces from the character posters and then stacks them on top of each other on the theatrical poster, which I think in itself is already such a cool concept because it's sort of like a transmedia or a trans poster theme. You can see here that they even have the tennis racket from the first poster. You have the finger from the first poster and the teardrop. Like, how cool is that? It's leaving you Easter eggs behind for you to sort of, pick apart. We're keeping the theme, the primary colors, the complementary colors of blue, red, and yellow. So that's super cool. I mean, I can see why people wouldn't like this. It's not necessarily the most appealing poster to look at, but you can't go against just trying to do something for the sake of doing it and not letting anything hold you back. Okay, now we get to the creme de la creme. This is my favorite poster of all of these kinds of kindness posters. This one's top of the game, and I think it's one of my favorite posters out of any movie I've seen in the last couple of years. And that's this one. Okay, just look at that. That's so friggin' cool. I love it when a poster lets you look more into it and discover more and more things. At first glance, you probably thought, okay, it's like a guy wearing a weird bee mask or something. The closer you look, you realize you get just a bunch of different photos of Emma Stone dancing, And I think what I like about it too is that it just sort of defies your expectations for what a poster can do. This is a pretty common poster type, it's like a headshot. This one sort of just redefines what that style of poster can be. This is just so creative and so well done. I think a less experienced designer wouldn't have come up with something like this to begin with. He has an ability to just think outside the box and think, what's not only a poster I've never done before, but what's a poster that no one's ever done before. And that's just really cool. But on top of that, I just think that a lesser designer would have maybe gone with okay, let's just make it all brown. Let's just make all of it Emma Stone. That's cohesive. But he sprinkles in these different colored people on there to just really just make it way more aesthetic to look at. He likes to go for these strong, solid colors, all orange, all red here, all green, and these colors just sort of complement each other so well. And then again, he doesn't seem to mind that something might be kind of hard to read. Yellow on white isn't the best thing, but the thing is that at this point it doesn't even matter, right? What's more important is this sort of consistency of yellow, blue, and red. Those are our three primary colors. All of our posters are going to have the same thing. And if you actually look at all three posters, you'll see that this one has Kinds of Kindness written in blue, top yellow, bottom red. This one has top blue, Kinds of Kindness in red, and then the bottom's in yellow. And then if we look back at the first poster, it's top red, Kinds of Kindness in yellow, and the bottom is blue. There's a unity to all of it that I just appreciate so much. I feel like this is next level poster design, next level concept building for posters. A poster doesn't just have to sell you on a movie, it can sell you on the other posters. It really sells the idea that posters are an art form on their own. They're not just ways to sell a movie. They themselves can be appreciated. And I think that's what I really want to be doing on this channel. I think looking at this poster, I think was, for me, my first inspiration to be you know what? I think that there should be a channel about good poster design. So yeah, anyway, that's my thoughts on the Kinds of Kindness posters. Be sure to comment, subscribe, etc.